It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens taking on the NFC champions, the Chicago Bears. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with the man who has had to stick with me all season long, Charles Davis. And Charles, the anticipation, the hype, the media coverage, all in the rearview mirror now. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. One of the linebackers has got it. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. And, Charles, one of the big stories this week, the head coach of this offense seeking his third Super Bowl title. He is no stranger to the big game.
He's not a stranger to it at all. In fact, I think he's very comfortable with the stage that is the Super Bowl. We know it hasn't all been roses for him because he's had his share of disappointments. But just when we write him off, his guys always seem to deliver. And here he is now with a chance to make history and be one of just a handful of coaches with 3 Super Bowl rings. That's impressive.
A run by Pacheco on second down. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. And he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. They run it with Pacheco from the gun, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. Again, it's Pacheco. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. 3 points, probably not going to win this Super Bowl, but at least you get something on the opening drive.
And it's certainly not going to lose it. So the bottom line is, come away with the points now, come back and get greedy later, and try and put it in the end zone.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. Right back to Duvernay. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely. No matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the 2nd drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me,
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back at him. They get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
It's a nice top spin on the whole thing. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff. At
the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Last time I remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean, they can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your stride.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. First and 10 in the red zone. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Another run here with Dobbins. And the tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now it's Jackson on the move to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Odafe Owe.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls. But only 3 have had...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation, either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
18, right here. Big Lion. 19 tight. 19 tight.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
That pass also evens the ledger for the rookie quarterback. Had the interception earlier, and now he gets the touchdown throw.
The ideal touchdown-interception ratio is, what, 3-to-1 for the best quarterbacks? But he's a rookie. Just getting back to even is a big deal. Increases the confidence his teammates have in him as he tries to become their leader.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. The fair catch taken short of the goal line, and they'll begin this third quarter at their own 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased. Doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. Now Jackson. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. And Bateman, he'll go in motion right here. Here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. That'll be complete to Dobbins. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. On second down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They need 2. Here's third down. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. 59 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. He'll buy some time right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Hey, report. Report.
Here comes Dobbins on the toss right. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Here's Pacheco once again. Down the right sideline. And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 24. A huge play there for Chicago. 41 yards on the ground. Trailing here in the 3rd, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
One quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And there's just one quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 3.
Let's go. Get in there.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down the 15-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the line. Come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and a PAT for the lead. Pacheco will score. Touchdown, Chicago. So he had the nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And we're at the time of this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive for... And now off to the races, down the right side. Inside the 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 75 yards. And the Ravens have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation. Knowing when it exists to go to it, they did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's quickly becoming now or never time in the Super Bowl, trailing by 7 here in the fourth. A pivotal moment in this football game. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 18 On play action, they'll throw. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
Now back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 30 yards there. And, of course, the first down as well. And it's straight. It's Pacheco. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 116 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. On first down, they go back to Pacheco. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. And they're going to speed things up here. 2nd and 4. Sliding out of the pocket. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. And they find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Once more from the 11, 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Mustang 19. 19 Lions.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Adafe Owe in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Here we go. This is 4th down.
60 Mavericks. Go Street. 79 Broncos. Warriors 70. Go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now he's forced out right. And that'll be incomplete with a penalty flag here on the field. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that thing go. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, actually, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law. And it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you to the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Now 3rd down and 7. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. On the return, Jackson. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Bears take over. Here's 1st and 10.
18, pioneer. Hurt. 19 tight. 19 tight.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Ravens have just about sewn up this football game. Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. And it's all over. Just one is left standing, and that one is the Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.